I'm so excited today, guys. We have a guest. We have a special guest. We're going to talk about YouTube. So if you are not subscribed already, you know what to do. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video if you're watching on YouTube. I'm also dual streaming inside of my Facebook group. So if you're not already a member of the Online Marketing Strategies for Entrepreneurs with you know who, me, Stacia, then make sure to go over there. I will have a link in the description later as well too. I am so excited, you guys. I met Andrew almost actually way over a year ago, but live and in person about a year ago at Social Media Examiner World. So Andrew, tell them a little bit about you. And I don't even know your title. I just know you're the Tubebuddy guy. And you're telling me so much.
So I am the head of video production and community management for Tubebuddy, which basically means if there is a Tubebuddy video product from streaming or on video, my hands are usually involved.
Awesome. Yes, he's kind of been the face over the last few years. I've been seeing a lot of him on their YouTube channel. And this is the tool, guys. This is my favorite tool. I cannot live without it to grow my YouTube channel. And they've made it fun. They've actually really helped me. I've been to their events and they've looked at my channel and gave me some tips. And so I'm starting to grow. So if you want to get access to this real quick, I'm going to show you guys here. You can just go to tubebuddy.com/Stacia. And I have my own code, you guys, Stacia's Buddy. Thanks to Andrew. So you guys, 20% off. Like you get a really, really good deal. Again, this will be in the description below. But today we're going to show you, I'm going to ask him actually to go through what I call my YouTube video checklist. So if you don't have that as well, I have a checklist below this video too that goes over exactly what you need to do to your video before you even upload a video. And Andrew has taught me that too. Like, what do you guys do first? So Andrew, let's tell them, what do we do first before we even upload a video?
First thing I do is research, because if you don't know who is looking for your content or anything like that, then it becomes very difficult to know what your video is going to be. It becomes difficult how to optimize it and make sure that you're making the best video possible for your audience.
Yeah, I'm like, what you need to actually do the research. What are you going to create, you know? And then one of the things I like to do is make sure to save the video after we do the research and stuff with your actual keyword that you did the research for. But how, before I go even, I sometimes tend to overstep a little too fast. How do we do the keyword research using Tubebuddy?
So that's actually very simple. So I'll go ahead and you let me know if you guys can see my screen. So here's the Tubebuddy YouTube channel. As stated before, you can kind of just see I'm a little all over it. But the best way to do keyword research through Tubebuddy is once you have it installed, let me know if you guys can see this a little clearer, make that a little bit bigger for you. You guys can see the Tubebuddy drop-down menu. The best way to get through keyword research is through our Keyword Explorer. Once you open it up here, you can pretty much research anything you want. We also show you what's trending for the day. So at the time we're doing the stream, you can see kind of some of the things that are trending. And another cool thing is you can kind of separate this based on country. So a lot of times people are like, well, I'm based in, let's say they're based in New Zealand. So what's trending in the United States isn't the most relevant for me. With Tubebuddy, we allow you to basically just quickly and easily switch to wherever you are to see what's trending for you. And that's kind of an easy way if you want to be super relevant in your content to get an idea of what's trending currently.
That's so awesome. Yeah, you need to know, like, that's even like one of the really cool strategies too to do is to create a subject or a video around what's trending. That's definitely going to help you grow. And people are searching for that already. Like there's 800 million, probably even more, like probably billions of people who are users on YouTube, right?
Yes.
I saw some stat, like it's crazy. And you guys know, a few of you guys know, like I was out of commission for like a day and a half. Not even really. It felt like forever on Facebook. And I was like, what do? I need to focus on my YouTube channel anyway. So people are actually in need and dying for your information. So what is the next step?
So once you are here on the Keyword Explorer, you kind of need to decide, what is my channel about? What am I trying to do on YouTube? And this can go to a variety of topics. For me, and what I usually do with TubeBuddy, it's focusing on how to grow on YouTube. But the thing is, goes beyond just YouTube growth, right? So like, let's say you're into fishing. We could just type in fishing as an example. And then all of a sudden it'll show you things that people are actually searching for on YouTube with our video searches section here. So as you guys can see, video searches right here is what people are searching for on YouTube. Now, you will get a limit if you're using the free version. However, if you use that code that's been provided, you can get the pro or higher license. And if you get yearly, you get 40% off using that with the combination of that code. And you get access to all of these things that people are searching for in real time. So if I am a fishing channel, just as this is an example, then if I want to know what people are looking for around fishing, it gives me a decent idea. So like, I see fishing in the dark, fishing videos, then there's some simulator fails. But let's say I want to teach people how to go fishing, right? That's taking our root word, which is kind of what we're focusing on, which is fishing. And now we're expanding. And the best way to do that is we'll just look it up, how to go fishing, right? And from here, we'll see more things people are looking for. What we're kind of seeing on YouTube, it kind of seems like it's very gaming focused, which is actually super interesting. So one thing you need to be sure if you're a fishing channel in this instance is that you're not confusing what you're trying to hit here, right? So like, if you just put how to go fishing, well, it could accidentally be seen as some of these things. So you want to make sure you're even more specific, right? So how to go fishing in the ocean, right? Now we're super specific. So what we're going to tend to find is that TubeBuddy is going to show us scores. It's going to show us results. And what we're going to see is how to go fishing in the ocean is a lot different than just fishing. And when it comes to research, a lot of times when people will do research, they'll just go into that fishing, that route. And the thing is, most of the time what we think and what actually is may not end up being the same thing. So when it comes down to seeing many people looking for things to make videos on, we'll see that we may start with just fishing, but then when we realize it's teaching people how to go fishing, and then it was fishing in the ocean, we kind of see different levels, different scores. Now, you may see the unweighted and weighted score. The reason this is a bad score for us is, one, we don't tend to do fishing videos on the Tubebuddy YouTube channel, but it's also based on how much competition there is. And what TubeBuddy does is it shows you versus the top ranked videos. And this is important because a lot of time when you're creating content on YouTube, if you don't know the bare minimum views, like if there's an entry requirement and you don't know that entry requirement and you're trying to enter, right? Like our videos, which is our entry requirement, it's the median for our last 5, is only about 2,000, but we'd need about 29,000 to break in for this term. So for us, that's a little bit too competitive to what we can justifiably do with our term. So what this would show us is, even though we're teaching people how to go fishing in the ocean, it's still very competitive.
Yeah, people kind of get a little confused on these stats, so that's good to know.
And we do our best, especially with colors. A lot of times people are like, what should I go for? Should I focus on the number? Should I focus on, because it looks like a lot, and I completely understand that, but it's really as simple as like a traffic light. Red means stop and consider another keyword. Yellow is to maybe be a little careful and cautious about it. And green is pretty much a good to go if it's meeting what you're looking for in terms of a keyword.
So how would you suggest, so they take a keyword and they got a really good, like yellow or orange. Should that be the title? Let's give them some suggestions on the titles.
All right. So for titles, right? Like how to go fishing in the ocean. YouTube says a title needs to be both searchable and compelling. So we already know that this is searchable, but this may not be the most compelling. So it's just how to go fishing in the ocean. But what if we made this easy? This is where you as a creator really can shine when it comes to these scores, right? So like how to go fishing in the ocean. That's an okay title, but it doesn't really compel anyone. Whereas it's like how to go fishing in the ocean for beginners. Well, if I'm new to this, all of a sudden it's a lot more compelling because I am now, oh, you're relating to me. You're speaking my language. And if I don't know how to fish, yet alone in the ocean, let's say I'm going out with some friends who love fishing, then this is speaking to the audience you are trying to help, which is what YouTube first and foremost is trying to do. If you don't know who you're trying to help with your videos, how is YouTube supposed to figure this out? So the more information, the more specific you are, the better it is for YouTube and yourself.
Yes, we want to be specific. I think a lot of the most, and you can tell me what you've seen, some of the best channels have been the ones that have a theme. They have, they have a niche, they have an audience, they speak to their people, speak to your people.
Absolutely. And it's the thing I see most frequently on YouTube is everyone wants to reach a broad audience, but in order to reach a broad audience, you must first reach an audience. And like, that's a step people usually try to like overlook. It's kind of like, a lot of times I compare it to, I call it the vehicle that drove you there. Like a lot of times people want to drive, but they haven't bought in a car yet. So you need to be able to get there first before you like just hit the ground running. You need to be able to walk before you can run.
Exactly. Awesome. So I love the tool in that sense. You have the keyword tool. There's actually several ways. Let me go back to add the screen. Isn't there there's actually several ways. And I was actually walking this through with a client to do the Explorer. Like you can, while you're on YouTube, you can do the searches and then it shows up on the right-hand side. Mm-hmm. And then there's like actually a couple of different ways to do it, right?
So using the same example, and of course, if you want me to use a new one, we have what's called the Search Explorer, and it really works in tandem with the Keyword Explorer. So you said you can open up that Keyword Explorer. This gives you an unweighted score, and we find some people get confused on it.
Okay.
An unweighted score isn't taking your channel's personal weight and performance into consideration. So it's just a general score. So without knowing your channel specifically, we're just giving you what the general unweighted information is. But if you click here, it opens up the Keyword Explorer, and this does require a pro license, just as a heads up for those of you watching. It gives you a personalized score, similar to what I said earlier, based on your channel's performance, which is how with fishing, I found it's a little bit too difficult for us to reach at this moment because the barrier to entry is 57,000 views. And while I know what we do at Tubebuddy. I know, and I'm confident in the content creating. I can't guarantee I can hit 57,000 views out of the gate. So if I do create this piece, I have to be realistic in my expectation and go, maybe over time I can reach this. But for right now, it's a little higher than I can hit.
Yes, definitely not even close. So.
And sometimes as a creator, we're like, yeah, I know I can make a video on this. It's like, yes, but can you actually compete in it?
Yeah, the competition is high. So, okay, great. We did our keyword research, and one of the next things I like to do is, upload the video, and then Tubebuddy actually gives you a checklist of all the things you should do, right?
Yes.
Let's go over that.
So I actually want to show this to your audience, and some people may not know this, but it is going over the checklist. So on the upload page, once you just, you'll hit create a post or video upload, you can get there and it'll be on your upload screen, or you can come down here to the Tubebuddy drop-down menu, go to website tools, then go to account. Under my account, go to the Tubebuddy dashboard, and I already have this opened up. From here, from the homepage, you'll see something called Launchpad, and it gives you the ability to go over the best practice setup and the checklist. So this is where you can really edit and change your upload checklist to be personalized to you. So awesome. This is honestly one of my favorite things within Tubebuddy. As you're mentioning earlier, I use it all the time.
I know. I love it. That's why I wanted to show everyone this. So I not only have where I've written it down for you guys in a Google Doc of like everything that I think that you should know before you upload and everything too, but then you guys have access to it right here. Let me put it back here again, right in Tubebuddy.
Yes.
And then after you upload the video too, it shows you while you're in the editing mode too, of some things if you miss some things too.
Yes. And that is where this really shines. And one thing I think we could be able to do is maybe we can work with you to get your list as maybe one of like the templates. So if people from your group would like to use it, it'd be as simple as they get Tubebuddy and all they'd have to do is select it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Actually, I used to see some of that with some other people too, like branded checklists. That's cool.
Yeah, that might be something we could work with you on if that'd be
Yeah.
something you're interested in.
Yes, we definitely need to do that. And plus this is also going to go into my, into my funnel here so that they can walk through exactly what they need to do. Pick the targeted keyword, right? And then I can't really see very good. I'm like blind.
No worries.
Identify, exact match title, exact match description. See, that's the other thing too. In my list, I talked to you guys about having, this is part of the YouTube SEO, guys. You have to have, you can actually have over 5,000 characters, I believe, or something like that. Pretty much you could write a whole blog post in the description.
Yes.
And that'll help you rank your videos.
And one thing about this list is it shows you some extra information per each of these, right? So we also give you a little bit of hidden advice. So if this is something we work with you together to do, this is something you could have not only for your own audience, but what we found is people who have checklists within Tubebuddy have found that people can find their channel. So it's just one, beneficial to you and beneficial to us, because the more experts that share their own methodology, the better it can become to help as many people as possible.
Yes. Exactly. So you got the meta tags, the description. It's really important to have a playlist. So making sure your video is added to a playlist. And this is key, guys. This is another tool, huge tool that I worked with them on. It's the thumbnail. And I get this all the time. I'm like, Stacia, your thumbnails are so awesome. Well, you know why they're so awesome? Because they're hella important, guys.
Yes.
And Tubebuddy actually told me what I needed to do. So I had like an older style of thumbnails in the beginning. So if you look at my old videos, you'll see like, I was kind of going for this style where I had, the same colors, which you still want to have the same colors for each playlist. But my font was really small. And so you want to make it like big and like, and something engaging. And it doesn't have to be something that's the same as your title. It's something that stops the scroll. And Tubebuddy also has for the, there's a legend subscription for this, and they will do a split test. Can you tell them about more of that?
Absolutely. So this is a feature that is it's one of our highest level features, just as a heads up. But again, you have that amazing coupon code that they can use. But the thing is, this has really changed how we look at thumbnails, because most of the time, you said it a little bit yourself, thumbnails are so important. And the truth of the matter is that good SEO can't save a video if it's behind a bad thumbnail. And a lot of the times, people have thumbnails that, while it may look good to them, their audience just isn't identifying or clicking on the thumbnail. So it doesn't matter that your video is the best video ever if no one clicks on it. But with A/B testing, we give you the option to see data in real time. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just show you an A/B test that I've run on my own personal channel, just so you can see. So I have some running as we speak. You can see the little in progress. You can see I am one who does actually do, I try to practice what I preach. But the thing is it's very important to be testing, because if you don't have data, if you don't know what people are relating to, what they're responding to, it becomes very difficult to make sure that people are clicking on things and reacting well. So here's just a quick one I did. And, I was curious which one would perform better, right? So I thought, if I drew just a little bit more attention to the screen, I'll make this just a little bit bigger. Of course, now Google's being weird with it. There we go. So now I thought that maybe, drawing attention to the secrets and just like really highlighting it would make it do a little bit better. But actually, people tended to react to the original one a little bit more. And so looking here, when I was running the test, what really stood out to me is more people ended up clicking on the original over the variation. Now, while there was more views here, as you'll see here, overall, this one was able to get more impressions. It was able to be shown out more. And so it's just one of those things that when you understand that thumbnail A is getting better in areas you care about, and that's really important to take a look, right? So this one, for example, I said earlier, was getting more in suggested. So if you're trying to go for that suggested, or if you're trying to go for browse, you're trying to make sure this thumbnail is showing up on other parts of YouTube outside of search, it's very important to realize, hey, this thumbnail over the other one is getting me where I want to show up more, or it's reacting better of the two. So the thing about A/B tests is, like, if you're a very search oriented channel, it gives you information on which one's doing better in search. Obviously here I don't have data, but I can show you one that does. But as I said, this one, the original, was showing up more in suggested. It was showing up more than browse. And that matters because if you're trying to be shown everywhere, if your second thumbnail isn't showing up or isn't being served and you don't know that, then it becomes difficult for you to better understand it. So I will actually show you some of the ones we do at Tubebuddy, because the ones at Tubebuddy, we run them even more. That is one that we have really dialed in the different levels of A/B tests. So if you want to know how to get there from the Tubebuddy dropdown, I want to just quickly show this. You click on the Tubebuddy dropdown menu. You go to Website Tools, A/B Tests, and it'll load it right here, just so you all have a quick, easy way to get to it. And it'll show you your test you're currently running, the original, variation. As you can see, we are running a lot ourselves on Tubebuddy. I run this almost every single day. But I wanted to show some of the things that we have done, and it kind of shows the score. So once you have this done, it shows you the click-through rate of the original at a glance. It shows you the variation. And it's important to understand these, because here's a great example of one that did much better, right? This one did okay. YouTube says on average, a good click-through rate is between 2% and 10%. So this one was 4%, and this one is 6%. So this is on the lower end of average, and this is slightly above the median of average. So obviously, we tend to want one that'll get more clicks, but all it means is that thumbnail B, the variation here, was more successful in getting people to click through and watch the video.
Nice. Yeah, I like that one.
And if you look, since we target search primarily on Tubebuddy, you can even see the data here. Now, this one in search tended to get more people interested in to click on it.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that tool. So let's move on to the next one. One of the things is having, actually, let's see, closed captions as well. That's another thing to make sure to have, turn that on. And I actually make sure that before I even upload, or when I upload the video, I keep it unlisted so that I can do all of these tools, just so you keep in mind of that stuff. And what is the next thing here? I know I like to make sure to pin a comment. I might make sure to, after you post the video, after you upload it, you want to actually share it on Facebook and get, maybe even Twitter too. I actually have a whole entire system in my course where I can show you how to have that all that other stuff automated. I already talked about adding it to the playlist. Let's see here, sharing it on social media. Yep. Promoting it across all your platforms. You want to be omnipresent so you can make sure that all that stuff happens. The first thing out of the gate to remember too is after you upload, you want to get as many people to that video so that people know that YouTube is told, like, whoa, this is popular, we should suggest it.
You want YouTube to see, hey, my audience is engaging with this. Maybe you should suggest it to more of my audience, because right. YouTube wants to know, hey, you uploaded a new video. Is it getting people interested? Yes or no? If yes, all right, let's start pushing it out and giving it a chance to do well. But if your audience sees it and has no interest, YouTube's like, then maybe this isn't the video we should promote.
Oh, and I totally skipped over the most important part. Tags. Let's talk about tags. Tubebuddy also tells me exactly what I need to put in my tags.
Tags are one of the most important things that, for me, a lot of people say they don't matter. That's a half truth. And what I mean by that is they don't matter alone. They matter in part with everything else you do in the SEO optimization. If tags didn't matter, they would remove them from the process. And if they ever do remove them from the process, then that's a fair debate. But until that day, tags still matter and they hold weight. So understanding tags is very important, especially because the more you understand tags, the better you can describe your video. YouTube says the description's super important. So if we know tags are important, description's super important, and title and thumbnail are the most, then all of them together come into play to help you really do better on the platform.
Yes. And the cool thing too is you can also look at your competitors' videos and see what tags they're using.
Exactly. So if I just click on a random video here, again, this is just on the fishing, just because we looked up fishing. Well, this is a great example of someone who doesn't have tags. So if I were to give them something, I would tell them to, maybe consider adding tags. But because we're just here, that's kind of what can happen when you're randomly looking at things. Man, this person, I'm still on the same channel. You know what? I know what I can do. I can go to someone who I know has tags.
Well, the thing too here, the competition is low. This is why I love YouTube as well, is because if you got in early on, or if you're doing a subject where you, like it's just the competition is so low that you can actually rank a video so quickly sometimes if it's relevant and all that stuff. But the tags are important if you're in a competitive market. Make sure you have the tags.
Like right here is a great example of where you're ranking. You have affiliate marketing from scratch. You're ranking for your name. And one cool thing is on these tags, if you click on them, similar to what we said earlier, is another way to open the Keyword Explorer. And then you can see kind of where you stand out with the results. Now, this is important to see other results because this gives you an idea of, do I have a thumbnail that really has the opportunity to stand out here? Because that's super important. Now, the more I look here and the more we go through, we're going to see a bunch of thumbnails with people kind of pointing. So it's like, how can I stand out? You notice that you may notice like at the top, they kind of show their earnings. And so like we have, hey, Jessica here. We have Miles here who are just kind of like, instead of showing the money because everyone else was, they stand out by not showing that. And it's by understanding your competition, by seeing what is there visually, where you can really start having a great opportunity to find ways to creatively make a thumbnail where you can stand out.
Nice. Yeah, a bunch of times, you guys, I have this ring light here and I just like do emoji and like funny stuff, like, and then I just take that background out and make thumbnails out of them.
Do what works.
So that's totally a great tip. Yeah, looking at the competition, seeing what their thumbnails are looking like and not being exactly doing polar opposite will totally help you. And exactly. Seeing what they're saying on there too, like what do they say?
Well, if you are in affiliate marketing, which is an example of this, you may know Roberto Blake. So if we were to click on this, I know Roberto is probably going to have a very well optimized video. If you look at his channel, he's pretty successful.
Yes.
But if we look here, like we can just like click on, let's just go for one of the affiliate marketing here, right? So this is one he did a little bit ago. So we'll pause it. We can get a better understanding of how he tags. And one of the benefits of seeing other people's tags is it gives you an idea of, he's talking about how to increase AdSense in this video. So what is another way to say increase, right? Maybe we can come up with another one if we click here. So instead of how to increase AdSense, which if we look is actually not that competitive of a term. And you only need about 337 views. Now, if you're a smaller channel, that can seem like a lot, but if you get views over time, that's actually not that bad. Now, unweighted, which is if it's not taking your channel's information into account, it's still not that terrible. But if we know that people are looking up increasing AdSense, going back here, then these are what people are searching for on YouTube. Now, if you've ever done a blog or write blog posts, this web search shows you what people are looking on Google. The thing is, if you can show up on both YouTube and Google, that's super powerful. Now, Roberto was able to identify something that people were interested in, but isn't being served that much, which is how to increase AdSense. So what's another way to say increase, right? So how to, maybe we can say improve AdSense. Maybe that gives us a decent score as well. Not as high, but if you look, the barrier to entry is a lot lower at 45. So it's like, what's another way that people might search for this that covers that same idea? How to improve, how to increase, very similar, but slightly different.
That is so good. And this is why it's so important to have a tool like this to tell you what to do, where to focus on. We waste a lot of our time like, oh, what do we do? And then we throw something out there that doesn't work.
Well, I often tell people if they don't do research, if you make a video without research and it doesn't perform well, then you did a shot in the dark and that's the results you got. But if you do research, you can at least be informed. And what I find is when I'm doing research on these keywords, I tend to make a better video because I hyper focus on what am I really trying to say with this video. No one wants to have their time wasted. That's the worst feeling you can get after watching a video is, oh, wow, I just wasted 7 hours of my life that I'm not getting back trying to figure out one very specific thing.
Oh, sorry. I'm on mute. Quality
No worries.
versus quantity. I used to think like, I just need to do more videos. I need to do more videos, more videos, more videos. But I'm starting to feel like really, and I want to be more intentional. And this is a tool that will help you be more intentional, I think.
Intentionality matters. And I would say I want to do more intentional videos because even in that, your statement is intentional with what your intent is. Can we say intent anymore?
I actually just was watching a video from Sunny. Sunny was totally saying that how she went from like a $4,000 to $5,000 in AdSense to like double that in the last month, being more intentional, looking at videos, looking at the stats, being able to see like, okay, this is something that's really popular that people are watching. Let me do more of that.
And you can do that through TubeBuddy, through something that's called our health report. And it's actually super simple. Sometimes people think analytics can be too complex. I know analytics very well on YouTube. I've just studied them extensively, but we understand that not everyone has that free time to really just sit there and go deep into the analytics. So if you need something to quickly do it, if we go back to TubeBuddy here, we can click on back to home and we can click on our health report. Now the health report is just very simplified analytics. Now, this shows you some data over the last 30 days. As it says, value showing month over month change are calculated by TubeBuddy based on the last 30 days versus previous 30 days from YouTube. So it gives you an idea how your channel is performing. And if you were curious, you can see kind of like where viewers are coming from, gives you an idea of your total views, your total subscribers, the amount of videos you have uploaded. And as you can see for the last 30 days for us, we've actually been doing much better. We see an increase in views, subscribers, engagement across the board on TubeBuddy. We've been really dialing in. We talked about intentionality, and that's something we've been doing here at TubeBuddy, making sure that we're really talking to our audience. Now, the thing is, going on what you said, what Sunny's been focusing on is what people are looking for her for, right? So here we know people are looking for TubeBuddy. They're looking on how to optimize YouTube videos, how to use TubeBuddy, TubeBuddy tutorials, and all of these things are actively getting us viewership as we speak, because the more we focus on this, the more we can get more views, more subscribers, all of these things to help our channel grow. Because if I know people are looking, for example, how to use TubeBuddy for YouTube, then maybe that's a video I should make. I can already pretty much guarantee we have a video on it, but it's just an example. Another thing is, where are you being shown against, right? So like TubeBuddy SEO tool, come up with the perfect title, description, and tags. You can kind of see what related videos you're being shown against, right? So like TubeBuddy free version, and it gives you ideas. And this is where, as a creator, you can kind of think, all right, if people are looking for, the bulk YouTube, some bulk YouTube tools, so like how to do things in bulk on YouTube, maybe we can make more content around that. And again, your data is going to be specific for your channel, but the more you do, the better you will be at making sure you can create content specifically for the ideal audience. Now, if you don't have an ideal audience, that's where you got to go back to those fundamentals. But us at TubeBuddy, we want to help YouTubers grow on YouTube. with hopefully our tools. And even if it's not with our tools, some practices we've learned along the way. And that's why it's so important to know your audience up front.
Yes. I'm so excited that, you're guys doing it, right? You got to walk your talk too,
Yes.
Definitely. So the next one I actually wanted to look into, actually, this is perfect, is to have you look at, I want to use the search rank tracking thing. How does that work?
Perfect. So search rank tracking is one of my favorite tools. I love this feature. And so this is a star level feature, just as a disclaimer for those watching. And what it lets you do, let's say you are about affiliate marketing, and that's something like you're passionate about, and you want to be keeping track of that. We let you keep track of how that keyword is, your videos do for that keyword on both YouTube and Google. So the way to do it is you can kind of see the things we care about at TubeBuddy. I don't mind showing these things. So like TubeBuddy Free, TubeBuddy Pro, Thumbnail Generator. These are some keywords that we care about. To add one, it's super easy. Now, if I add, like, let's say affiliate marketing on YouTube, for YouTube could be a great example of a keyword to track. If I add this, the thing is there's not data yet and I don't have videos on it, so it won't be that good of an example, but that's how you quickly add. So what I'm going to do is go to one of our previous ranking reports and give you an idea here. So it's going to go ahead and open it for us. So this was done February 15th, so 3 days ago from the time of this stream, and it lets us know where we're ranking for these things. So for TubeBuddy free version, our video of all the TubeBuddy free tools is ranking #1 on YouTube and #2 on Google. So knowing that our content is showing up right as the first video you'll see if you type in TubeBuddy free and incognito is super important, because if you know where your videos are ranking for both YouTube and Google, it gives you a better idea of how those videos are performing on both platforms.
That's awesome. That's something I really want to keep track on so I can do better as well, what I'm ranking for.
And that's something we focus on too. So like we also show you where your videos are in terms of your other videos, right? So like this video is an example. It went down 1 ranking, but our channel went up in its place. So it's like, you know what? If our YouTube channel is being suggested for TubeBuddy free, we're not so mad about that.
Awesome. And one of the other key things I want to point out too that I didn't focus on is that how it really not only saves you time by doing the keyword research and all that, which is the big feature, but a lot of the templates that you can create that, like, I know I do the simple thing that's included in YouTube, which is having all my links like ready to go, but you can switch out, like you can save certain things like an upload default, and switching out how the end card goes in and having templates and stuff embedded in there. Can you talk more about that?
Yes, of course. So right now, if we were to go to the My Videos page on pretty much any video, you basically get the option through YouTube to have 1 upload default for free. But with TubeBuddy, if you're on the free version, we give you 2. So you get the one from YouTube and one from us to make sure that you can have multiple different versions. So I'm going to go to the edit page here. You can also do this, obviously, they're called upload defaults, so you can do it from the upload screen. But basically, once you're here, you can go to the TubeBuddy drop-down menu. Oop, I accidentally clicked comments. I am not perfect. I'm not above making mistakes, but whatever. If we click here, this gives you an idea where you can go to kind of some of our template tools, right? So we mentioned cards. You can go here where you could, for example, copy cards from this video or apply a template from previous cards. So we have multiple templates, and what this will do is it will show you what video or playlist or poll you want to be added to a new video. So for example, for cards here, we have the option to add a link to this playlist. So this is from our free YouTube graphics with Tuber Tools and TubeBuddy. So we had a video series that we talked about how you can get for YouTube graphics. Let's say this was a video in that series. We could easily apply this tool. This is about our free tool videos though. So what I usually do is we talk about the free TubeBuddy upgrade. So this will say and include a link to our free TubeBuddy upgrade video. So let's say I don't want to include this poll. I just need this. We give you the option to deselect. As you can see, only 1 of 2 is selected. And then you can apply this card to this video. Obviously, we don't need to apply this card to this video per se, but it's just an example of how you could do it. And so instead of having to go in the back end, you just have to click 2 buttons.
Yeah. Awesome. It's right there, ready for you.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. You guys are gonna get this. Or like you should definitely download this, even if it's the free version. Like it totally helps you. But you're gonna want to love the upgraded versions because you can get so much more. And it's just like it helps me all the time. If you are serious about making money with your YouTube channel or just serious about growing your YouTube channel, you should definitely do this.
Absolutely. And we have 40 free tools, but the value you get from the paid is so much.
Oh my gosh. Yes. The tools are so valuable. Like I can't live without it. Like I need to know what I need to do. I need to know like all the steps to upload, before I upload the YouTube video and to be able to rank it quickly so I don't miss the beat, you guys.
Yes.
And a lot of times, if you've been living without it, you can go back now to your other videos and be like, okay, what do I need to do to this to make it better?
Yes. And sometimes you can see, like, you can look at your old videos and be like, oh, this is a really good video, but what was this title? What was this description? What was this thumbnail? And like, that's what I found I did when I first got Tubebuddy, like seeing like, oh, this is what I'm doing right. And oh no, I have such a large backlog of things I did wrong. But it's knowing I can now fix the mistakes I made that gave me a lot of hope. And what I saw and what we saw in Tubebuddy is when we went back and fixed some of the maybe not a great title, maybe not the best description, not the best thumbnail, not the best tags, we found our video started doing better because we were giving a better, clear focus on what that video was about.
Exactly. Yeah. Get Tubebuddy today, guys. I know it sounds like I'm just a commercial, but yeah, I really I've been using it for years and it's time for me to share more about it. And I've been teaching my students this all day long about it. So I'm like, well, I'm better do a video about it. And Andrew was kind enough to be here and set me up and everything. So you guys know how to use it now. And if you have any questions, you can let us know, comment in this video. I have a free group which you can always jump in and ask me questions. I'm excited. to jump in more of the tools too, because there's some of the basic stuff I use all the time, but there's so many things that it does that I don't usually utilize all the time, like this keyword tracker, like search rank tracker. I want to know what I'm ranking for.
And again, if you know that, it's super important. And if your video is ranking well on Google, then if people come from Google to YouTube, that's super powerful because YouTube likes any time a new YouTube session starts. So if you're bringing people off platform, going on what you said earlier about like promoting to the socials, that's powerful for your YouTube video success.
Oh yeah. Yes. And the cool thing about, it's the exciting part about it is that we always talk about this like pretty frequently, I think, but people are searching for what you have. So yes, as entrepreneurs, which I love to work with, we're just solution providers here. And so the search is going to YouTube and Google. So since they are, owned by the same, people.
Yeah.
So Google owns YouTube, guys. So every time you do a search, what videos show up too. Not only does the search spit out, blog posts and relevant content, but they're also spitting out YouTube videos. For me, I am not good at the writing, like grammar. I'm a Hawaii public school, guys. Okay, so I barely speak English. Okay. So video is easier for me to do, and I can rank a video so much easier in my sleep with Tubebuddy.
Well, that makes me happy to hear.
So I said, if you guys, want more information, you guys know where to find us. And then again, tubebuddy.com/Stacia, and the code is Stacia's Buddy. Because you guys are my buddy, you guys are my friends. You get 20% off with that code. What else are we missing? Do we miss anything?
There's so much we can go over, but I think we actually have covered a lot of the very free stuff. We've covered a lot of the more intense stuff, because what I find is the more you learn, it can get a little overwhelming. People ask me what's the best way to learn Tubebuddy. I always tell people that we have tools for anything you can do. So if you want more comments, you want more subscribers, you want more views, ask what you want that day and really focus that day at understanding the tools. And that's how you're going to master TubeBuddy. Because, for example, we really focused on keywords and thumbnails today. So if you're watching this, spend the day, really look at your keywords, really look at your thumbnails, and start understanding, are these actually doing what I need them to do? Or was my intent completely off and I need to take a look back?
Oh, yes, so key. I think we did go over a lot of really good key stuff. And one of the things too is not only that, focusing on the keywords, focusing on the thumbnails. I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed, because a lot of people do get overwhelmed. Then they don't do a video. Like, just, as your accountability coach, like, just get the video done and then we'll like tweak as we go. My channel's still small. Like, I'm only at like barely at 2K, but I still make money and I still drive traffic because I have targeted viewers that I also have built know, like, and trust because they've seen my videos. So there's several ways to make money with YouTube, with videos, and just build your audience here on YouTube. So thanks for being here, Andrew.
Thank you for having me, Stacia.
Thanks again, guys. Comment below, share it with your friends, and we'll see you on the next video. Much love and aloha.